You can't. You cannot hear me. You still cannot hear me. Let's see if we can work this out. Why are we not able to be heard? No sound, no sound, no sound. I'm going to come back. I'm going to start all over, okay? I'm going to start all over. So let's do this again. Can you all hear me now? Can you hear me now? Let me know if you can hear me. If you can hear me. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, wonderful. Okay, well, let me start all over. Thank you for tuning in for Tuesdays with Tear. We're going to have an absolutely fabulous time. Do me a favor. Make sure you push that share button. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the hearts. I love to hear from you. If you got comments and everything, as long as it's pertaining to this particular subject, I welcome your comments, and as long as they are respectful of one another. This is a safe space so we can talk. I'm going to be like your big sister that you never had, and I always want to make sure that I impart as much wisdom as I can to you. We're going to have a absolutely fabulous time tonight. I promise you, we are going to have a good time. If you have not got an opportunity to check out my last video on building a boo, you do yourself a disjustice not to know that information that I gave. And I talked about so many things. And so I want to make sure you go back to my videos and let's watch, let's share, let's build those numbers. Let's build our family. Let's build our Tuesdays with Tear family. Well, I actually am ready to get started. Thank you, KB. Thank you for calling me. Thank you for letting me know I had no sound. Y'all there? Y'all sound good? Y'all cannot hear me? If this is the first time that you are joining me, let me know that you are joining me for the first time. Just put up a 1 and let me know what city you are from. I always like to know where people are from while you're doing that. And then I want to let you know a couple of things that is going on. On the 25th of November, I am hosting a ladies only holiday escape. Listen, you do not want to miss this. I'm taking the ladies down to Savannah. Everybody that wants to come, every woman that wants to come is more than welcome. Unfortunately, I only have a small amount of space. And so right on my profile picture, on my page, not my profile picture, my, what do they call it? The big picture at the top, my banner picture. You'll see the information there, and you'll also see the flyer. And so if you have not got an opportunity to come, you have not got an opportunity to pay your deposit, it's only $1.99. I'm going to give you a whole lot of fun, a whole lot of stuff. That's going to include your stay. We're going to be staying at the Doubletree Hotel right in historic district of Savannah, Georgia. It's going to be the day after Thanksgiving. You can be tired of the people living in your house anyway, staying at your house, and you can be tired of all that turkey and dressing. So you might as well come with me. I'm going to have a special time. We're going to have a pajama party at 10, but then I'm going to have a real grown folks pillow talk with all the engaged and married ladies at midnight. And baby, we in for a treat. I got some good stuff. I'm going to teach you some things about your man. I'm going to teach you some things about your marriage. I'm going to teach you some things that is going to help excite what you have going on, or to give life back to what you got going on. And if nothing else, and you decide to do something different, you're going to be a bad sister when you go out. Now, I promote marriage. So, but I want you all to make sure that you go on and email me if that's something you want to do, and you can pay your deposit, or if you want to pay for the whole thing, that's fine. It's $1.99. The deposit is half of that. And so we're going to get this party going down in Savannah the day after Thanksgiving. You do not want to miss it. So grab your girls, grab your sorors, grab your roommates, leave your Bibles. We're going to have a good time. All right? All right. Well, listen, let's get started, everybody. I am so excited about talking this particular topic tonight because, the cover photo. Thank you, Q. Come from Atlanta, from Douglasville. All right. All right. Thank you. Welcome so much. Hey, Auntie Cha-Cha. How you doing? Now, that's one lady that keeps it all the way real. All the way real. Hey, Lady Watkins. How are you? Hey, Patricia. Hey, how are you? Hey, Nettie, you're from Douglasville. Thank you for watching. Do me a favor. Push the share button. Somebody you know is going to need it. If you say it's not for me, you want to give it to somebody else. And if you're going to save it, share it for someone that's not on Facebook Live. Make sure that you send them, or you get the link. I'll give it to you at 12 o'clock midnight. For our YouTube page, it is I Am Tear, T-Y-E-A-R. Hey, Tiffany, hello, how are you? Hey. Your friend Delisa joined tonight. Hey, Delisa, how you doing? Congratulations on your new wedding. Welcome to the wedded family. I've been married now going to next week for 23 years. So I know a little bit of something about a little bit of something. Yeah. So, all right. Chris, you're on well. Hey, David. That is my brother, David Cheney. Thank you so much for joining me. Let's get started. All right. Thank y'all for letting me know about the sound. I want to tell everybody that it is important that when you all are starting these relationships, that you make sure you know the caption. He is the right one. She is the right one. How do you tell? I'm so glad you asked because I got your answer. Make sure that you have, yes, Q is congratulating. That's right. We all family. We all congratulate everybody. Make sure that you have some notes. Make sure you are able to take some notes. Go grab you a pencil and pen or something like that. And I want to make sure that you write these down because a lot of these things we don't pay attention to the signs and we like to act like everything is perfect, and it's not. And I'm gonna try my best. You know, I'm a preacher, but I'm not gonna preach you tonight. I'm gonna try my best to hold it within a short amount of time. If it's something you like that I say, make sure you give me some hearts. You got some comments, make sure you put them up there. If you got comments or questions about something we're not talking about tonight, make sure that you inbox me. I promise you, I will answer every question that you have. All right. Well, let's get started. Is she or is he not the one? Are they not the one? How do you know? I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing here. I don't know if I picked the one. I think I picked the one. She's so fine. She got all the curves in the right place. She knows how to cook. Or he's got all those muscles and he's got a nice car and he's just wonderful. And I saw him in church praising God, or I saw him in the boardroom and he just wowed me. So I got to make sure I know he's the right one. None of those things are reasons to think that he and or she are the right one. And so let's get down to business. One of the worst things you can do in any situation while you are trying to find Mr. and Mrs. Right, and I've talked about this on previous videos, so you can always go back. One of the things about finding Mr. and Mrs. Right is first identifying which one is the right one. And many times we're in relationships and we are spending too much time. And one of the worst things that anybody can do in a relationship is waste time with the wrong person. I know I've done it. I'm going to shoot myself in the foot. I'm going to tell you, I've done it too many times. Wasting my time with the wrong associates in business, wasting my time with the wrong associates in ministry, wasting my heart and my emotions and my time and my love with people who do not get it. They don't understand me. They are not the right person. And no matter how much I tried, I could not make them into something that they were not. And so let's keep going. The real problem or issue actually is that you decided to give them a chance. Now, I understand in any relationship, you have to give people a chance. You'll never get an opportunity to know who they are without giving them a chance. But let's discuss about what that chance looks like. Because a lot of times people go head first into a relationship. Hey, how you doing? Check the box. Yes or no. Do you like this? You know, do you like me? Do you not like me? You know, and all of a sudden, because they meet those superficial checklists, you want to think that maybe they are worth your time. That is not what you need to do specifically if you are a grown-up. And when I mean by grown-up, I mean mature enough to actually enter into a long-lasting relationship and maintain that relationship maturely. Now, a lot of people are grown in number, but they ain't grown in the head, and they definitely not grown in the heart, and they're still handling heart issues as though they're handling, you know, just superficial things. And when it comes to matters of the heart, you cannot afford to just sit around and just kind of haphazard. You know, it always amazes me that people like to invite even God into situations like this. Help me find the right mate. And God keeps telling you, warning, 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 they're not the right one. Because one of the things that I've learned about relationships that work, they are just organic. And when we find things that's wrong, and again, I understand nobody is going to be perfect. Nobody is going to have everything on your little checklist. Nobody is going to do everything that you need them to do. And you are not either. But the reality of it is there are some absolutes that you just cannot ignore. You have to make sure that if you're going to give a person a chance, that they are this. Hear me and hear me clearly. They have to be worthy of the chance that you're giving. You know, it's one of those things like trust. You know, I counsel a lot of people over the last 25 years of ministry that I've been in. Actually, this is my 25th year. Well, I never thought about that until right now. But in my 25 years of ministry and counseling, I have learned that people don't know how to handle trust. They don't know how to handle honor, and they don't know how to handle chances. All right, so let me deal with the one that pertains tonight. When it comes to giving people chances, we treat it just like we do people who are trying to earn our trust. You know, when we were younger, you know, I trust you until you betray me. Well, when you're an adult, that is definitely not the way you handle it. You got to handle it from the standpoint of, I'm going to give you a certain level of trust that you are worthy of. Everybody is worthy of some type of trust. However, you got to get to the point where they have something to earn. I liken it to just like women, and men do the same thing, but I'm going to talk to my ladies. I liken it just like women, because women, we have the tendency of, like I said last week, we audition for men, but we don't position ourselves for men. And we go and we audition in different ways. And one of those ways that I see that is very, very popular is that we have a tendency to let it all hang out. We show everything. We don't really leave anything to the imagination. Even when, you know, it's okay to have a silhouette, but instead, you know, when I was growing up, you would wear sheer clothing to the bedroom with your husband. Now they're wearing it to the clubs, to the restaurant, to the every place. And so you leave nothing to the imagination. And so what you're seeing is the response to your choice of giving them too much access to you. And just like trust, when you give a person too much trust too soon and they have not earned the right or the privilege to have access to that, you'll find that they don't have what it takes to keep that. So when it comes to you making your choices and taking chances on people, know that if he is the wrong person, know that if she is the wrong person and thinking you can change them, you are wasting your time. And I see this a lot with women, and I see this a lot with men, because one of the challenges that I see and that I counsel a lot of times is that people don't want to wait. Everybody's in a rush. Everybody wants a microwave. They want a long-term relationship, but they want a microwave introduction. They want a microwave positioning into this relationship, this marriage or whatever. And they don't take time to know each other. I'm trying to tell you, chance is a good thing to give for somebody that is worthy of it, but it's terrible if you give it to the wrong person and they misuse that chance, that choice, and that trust. And so a lot of times people think that they can change a person. A lot of people think that they can go, and if I just love them the right way, if I just, you know, sex them up the right way. We grown now. This is the reason why I do this after 8 o'clock, because all the kids should be all asleep, okay? This is a grown folks conversation. You can sex him up, ladies. Let me just talk to you. You can give him the best sex. You can talk in the mic. You can do all of those things. Right now, I'm not being the bishop. Right now, I'm being your sister, okay? You can sing to him. You can whisper sweet nothings to him. You can do his clothes. You can clip his toenails. You can do things that no woman should be able to do without being a superhero for him. But if he is not ready, there's nothing you can do to force him to change. And a lot of times, like, we'll have situations, ladies, and you know this happens, where we'll say, you know what? Well, aren't you ready for a relationship? Aren't you ready to get into something deeper? I want to take this a little bit further. When actually he's the one. We're supposed to be following their leads. And I understand all men are not leaders. I get it. But that's one of the things you need to be looking for. If he can't lead you, you don't need to be dealing with him, because a man's responsibility and his role is to lead, to keep, to protect, to provide, to secure. And so when you're not getting those things and you settle for someone that cannot do that, I promise you, you are wasting all, not some, not a little bit, not 2 months. You are wasting all of your time if you don't have a man that you can trust to lead you. And so one of the challenges becomes is that when you are trying to change a person and you get them to say, you know what, yeah, I'm ready to be, no, first they say, no, I'm not ready to be in a long-term relationship. But because you've been spending years, because you've been spending time and you've ignored all of the signs, you've ignored everything, all the flashing lights, all the things that should have been saying warning, warning, warning to you. You've invested time in this man. Men, the same way you've invested time in this woman, and she is saying what you want them to say, but they're not saying, she and or he is saying what you want them to say, but they are not speaking their truth. And in any relationship, you got to be truthful, because like what I said, I counsel so many people who have just not been honest about where they are, but they didn't want to miss the opportunity to be with this great guy or this great girl. And often it's because they have a fear either of abandonment or they have a fear of being by themselves. And if you're going to be a grown up, you cannot afford to be fearful of being by yourself, because I promise you, when you get married, there's going to be times when you wish you could be by yourself. self. All right. And so I love you too, baby. And so I want you to please understand that when you are giving somebody a chance, don't try to control what you're giving them. Take what they're giving you. If they're showing you, I am not ready for something exclusive, don't stick around and wait for that exclusivity in your head to become something that's exclusive for real. Because it's not. I know you're going to say that's not faith. When it comes to relationships and building relationship, it's not about faith. It's about compatibility. It's about purpose. You should never pursue somebody that you don't even know what their purpose is. I get so tired of men coming to me and sharing with me that they're looking for wives, and I tell them, maybe I can help you, and they start naming off the superficial stuff. Now I know that men are very visual. I know, so are women. We just don't talk about it. That's why when you could put us in a good shoe section, baby, we didn't hear nothing you say other than I'm gonna pay for it. That is so wrong, but it's so true. So we are very, very visual as well. But when you are approaching and trying to find the right one, superficiality, I don't even know if that's a word, but being superficial is not the most important thing. You got to know what, as I've said in previous videos, you've got to know what your non-negotiables are. You got to know what your boundaries are. You got to know those things that you are willing to bend on. You got to know those things that are important to you. And so anytime that you're going to try to change somebody and they say, okay, well, fine. I said I wasn't ready. And 5 minutes later, he or she said, okay, fine, because they don't want to lose you. They say, okay, I'm ready. They're lying to themselves, and they are lying to you, and they are not going to maintain that position in their heart because they're not there. And I know that it hurts, especially when we have gone backwards and we have not taken the time to know anybody really for the depth of who they are. We've fallen in love with the fantasy of what they've created, and we've fallen in love with the idea of what they say that they are or what they appear to be. I cannot tell you how many, can I just be honest with you? I cannot tell you how many people in the city of Atlanta are going around making it look as though they got it going on, and they ain't got a pot to piss in and a window to throw it out of. Yes, I said it just like I said it again. This is nighttime talk for grown-ups. So if you're easily offended, I'm sorry. Maybe you can catch us on another time. We're talking about business, okay? But tonight we're going to talk about this. She said, Kimora, she said, ladies, you train a man how to treat you. If he's not ready, leave him at the dog pound. He's not ready. Please don't waste your valuable time. Yes, amen. And I'm going to get into that just a little bit later, even a little bit deeper. It is so important, this is that you value the time. And I know some of you all have been single since birth. I know some of you have found yourself recently single. Perhaps you're in a relationship and she just didn't pan out. It didn't work out the way you thought. And now you're trying to figure out what to do. Listen up. I'm going to give you some help just a second. All right. So one of the things I have found also, and talking to a lot of my male friends, associates, business acquaintances, is that they all say the same thing. And men, you let me know if this is true. Men usually know if you are the one within 3 months. And so you don't have to spend more than 3 months with a man trying to convince him that you are the right one, ladies. You don't have to audition. One of the things, I was talking to one of my close friends today, and we were talking about Rebecca. And as if you watched me last week, I think it was last week or week before last, I even talked about Ruth and Boaz. Rebecca, when Isaac was looking for her, or looking towards her, he was willing to pay the price. He was willing to do what was necessary, and he stepped up to the plate. One of the things is that he found her busy. No, she wasn't perfect. No, she wasn't smelling good. No, she was doing the things that she needed to do for her family. And like most of us, we are busy. We are entrepreneurs. We are moms. We are, out there trying to make our career happen, starting our business, trying to find who we are in God, trying to find who we are and locate where we are in our own maps of our own lives. But he found her tending to her own business, tending to her purpose at that point. Ladies, let me tell you something. You've got to find out what your purpose is, because when you know what your purpose is, it makes it easier for you to sift out all the foolishness. And that doesn't mean that the man is not good. That just means he's not good for you. Okay? That's what that means. And y'all go and do me a favor. Subscribe down at the bottom, and y'all share this, because we want to get these numbers up tonight. We got some people who need to hear this. I hear you, Rodney. I got your message. I saw it. Okay, I saw it. It ain't going to change nothing. Amen. Hallelujah. All right. So check this out. And so one of the things that I have learned, like I said, through just talking to gentlemen, is that ladies, they already know within 3 months if they want to be with you. And trust, within those 3 months, they've either shown you, they've either told you, they've done something to let you know that they're in for the long haul, that they're interested. They just start talking to their boys about you. Ladies, you know, men, I want to tell you the same thing. We start talking to our girls about you. They know your name, whether we give you a fictitious name or not, just in case you are high rolling. We don't want them trying to talk to you themselves, because our girls can be kind of ruthless. So can guys. But, you know, and one of those things is that you have to recognize, you have to realize and understand, please understand, that after 3 months, if he hasn't shown you that he is serious, men, if she hasn't showed you that she's ready to commit, you know, be in a committed mindset in 3 months, leave him alone. And stop making up excuses of, well, you know what, let me work on them a little bit. I'm just trying to get to know them. I'm talking about people who are spending a right amount of time with each other, a right amount of time talking on the phone, FaceTiming, Skyping, whatever mechanism you all are using. You know, you can even send videos on the inside of Facebook now. There's ways to interact, because I know everybody's not near somebody where they can be with the person all the time. But you got to recognize and realize they know automatically. And ladies, you should know automatically if you want to be with this person. Again, by looking at your list. Look at your list of what your non-negotiables are. If you're over 30 years old, you need to know what you want. If you're one of them kind of person that want children, and you hook up with a man that's in his 40s or 50s and he don't want to have any kids, bye. Didn't make him a bad person. It just means that he ain't your person. Because if you got to convince him, there's going to be times of contradiction where he's going to regret having that baby with you. And don't tell me that you can get him to change his mind. You cannot get him to change his mind, ladies. Y'all stop trying to build a boo. Go to last week's video about building a boo, and you'll understand what I'm saying. Stop trying to build a boo. Men that are ready for relationships, men that are ready for marriage, they are already married-minded. They are already out hunting. I covered that a few weeks ago, the art of the hunt, the thrill of the chase, or something like that. That was there. But they already know consciously in their mind. Now, if they go out trying to just get the tail, they know that too. So stop trying to make a pimp out of a preacher. Stop trying to make a hoe out of a housewife. I said that last week. You know, you all want to change these people because they come up with the fantasy. And let's just talk about it. You know, she's beautiful. She's this. She's that. You know, she has all the curves in the right places. She smells good. If you're a church guy, you know, even when she dances and it's sexy. When she sings, the way she lifts up her hands. Oh, you're a guy, you know, you're a girl. And I've heard y'all church girls too. You know, oh, he looks so good when he worshiping. He just loved God so much. Or, oh, you know, I seen him and he was driving up in his Benz. And, you know, you see how my hand gestures just changed, because it's different mindsets for different people. You know, and thank you for the love. I'm glad y'all understand what I'm saying. Y'all getting this. And please share with people that you know they need to hear this. And you're looking at that person and, oh, he's this and who is he's that. But if there's a but, start investigating the depth of that but. I'm not talking about B-U-T-T. I'm talking about B-U-T, that thing that says, wait a minute, let me put a comma right here. Let me investigate a little bit deeper. You know, the thing of it is that you have to find yourself in purpose. Again, when you find yourself in purpose, seeing somebody that is not on the same road of purpose, it may not be the same direction. He might be in business. You might want to be in ministry. Okay, he might be, you know, just, you know, a very, very caring person, and you are a caring person, you're outgoing, and the other one may not be outgoing, the other one is. We're going to talk about that too, because that can get in the way as well. But listen to what I'm telling you. When you see that both of you all are purpose driven, but in that purpose, you are making time to find a mate, and you really want to be with one another, then I'm going to encourage you very, very clearly and very succinctly, leave him alone. Leave her alone if you are not on the same path. I tell people who are trying to get married, if you are not understanding that there's a purpose to fulfill in this relationship, you do not need to marry that person. I'm sorry. You know, it's important that you don't end up with emotional. Oh, I can't get into that. I got to get into that just a second. Give me 5 minutes. I'm going to touch that emotional part. All right. Ladies, in the end, and men, in the end of these fact-finding or love-finding expeditions that you're on, make sure that you're not making excuses. I hear it all the time. You know, well, he's going to change, or you know what, I'm going to teach him how to pray, or, oh, you know, he's going to get a job. You know, he's just going through a hard time right now. Well, you need to leave him alone, because grown people, they got their stuff together. You know, when you eat meat, it's for people who are mature enough to have teeth. When you're getting into love, when you get into relationships, it's mature enough for somebody that knows how to balance everything before you get into love. That means that he doesn't mean that he's not worthy of love. Doesn't mean that she's not not worthy of love. But what it does mean is that ain't enough. Okay? You need to find somebody who is compatible with you mentally, emotionally, spiritually. And let me tell you again, financially. Ladies, if you are over 35 years old, stop getting with these broke down men. Now, I understand you got to file chapter 10, whatever, 18, 20, 12, 7. It's one of those numbers, 12 and 7, okay? Because I am an intelligent person, so I know which one it is. You got to file all these chapters, to declare bankruptcy. I understand that happens if you're in business. But if this brother has continually not being a good manager over your money, and I'm going to teach him lies, you tell him, baby, do not get into bed with him. Do not think that you're going to twirl his toes, you can get his attention because he's strong-willed and he's egotistical and he's just vulnerable right now, and he's a little hard shell, so you want to talk to him, you're going to win him over. No, let that man get his finances together. Now for men it's a little different. Men want to know that a woman can handle herself, but men want to be the providers, but not at the stake of, ladies, you being a gold digger. Is there any men out there? Chapter 13, yeah. I said 12, 7 and 13, right? And so I'm sitting on pillows because I'm so short. Those of you who don't know, I'm like really, really little, so I'm real short. But I want to make sure that you understand that you are not, again, trying to build a boo because you are desperate, because that clock is ticking, or everybody else is getting married. I told you last week about the young man who got married because all of his boys was getting married, and he ended up literally consummating his marriage with a demon because the woman's voice changed, face changed. He ended up throwing her across the room because he had been told that she's not the right one. He had been told by me and so many others, these are the signs that you are ignoring, and he didn't want to listen, and he ignored it, and a couple of weeks later, actually 30 days later, he was already annulled and divorced. And so again, that's wasting of time. You saw those signs. You saw that he had an anger problem. You saw that she will embarrass you in public. You saw that it's important that you have a woman that will pray for you, but you can't even get her to pray over the oodles and noodles. And you definitely can't get her to pray over the lobster because she's trying too big. She's trying too hard to be cute and impress everybody that you sit in front of. And so please, 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 again, that is so true. That is so true. You got to make sure that you date or that you interact with people that are in your status. And I'm not talking about economic status, because again, let me put some clarity to this. You want to pick people that are compatible to you. Okay? If you all are not going in the same direction, eventually it's going to be a train wreck, or somebody's going to get left behind, and before you know it, somebody's going to be wandering and they're going to wander off. And so it's very, very important that you get this. It's not enough to just be, cute. You got to be smart. You got to be savvy. A man wants somebody that can support him. A man wants somebody that, not to complete him, but that understands that the word of God in her mouth is essential to what it is that he's trying to get her to birth, that he's already given life through vision to. A man wants somebody that can cook. And if you can't cook, at least learn how to order out, and you pay for it, since you're going to waste his money like that. Unless he got it like that and he don't mind. But you do your disservice not having those things that are important. Men, it's important that you do say, no, I don't want my mama, but I want somebody who can at least keep up my house. I want somebody that can be a good wife. I want somebody, who can be a great example to my children if you are going into a relationship with one, or they can be a great mother to my children. Stop thinking that all of a sudden she's going to get those motherly instincts, and you see she's around your family, your friends, or other kids in the mall, and she turning her nose up, and she don't even like kids. Stop thinking you're going to make her into, what is her name? Leave Her to Beaver's mama, June Cleaver. She ain't going to, y'all don't know who that is. Okay, stop thinking she's going to be Clara Huxtable. Y'all know who that is. To all of you all who are not quite my age, almost pushing the face of 50 in the face. So, and so it's very, 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 very important that you understand that if you decide you're going to compromise on this, men, if you think you're going to compromise on this and not have your absolutes intact and not being able to decipher, well, maybe they're going to change from, no, this is not about what they're going to do. I need somebody that is currently doing it and practicing it. then what you're going to end up doing is setting yourself up for rejection. You're going to set yourself up for disappointment. You're going to end up damaged. You're going to end up hurt. And because of that, when you leave that relationship, whether it existed in your head or for real, you're going to end up going into another relationship expecting somebody to either fix what the other person left, or you're going to charge them and hold them hostage to the last person that did you wrong. And that just ain't fair. Okay? Again, y'all go on and share this. If you are watching me on YouTube, hey, make sure you join me on Facebook Live next week. Okay? And so check this out. One of the other things that's important is men understanding that when you, and I'm going to talk to both of you. Normally I talk to mostly women, but I like talking to both of y'all, okay? When you are dealing with a woman who has come out of a relationship, like I just said, you know, maybe she did not understand that she was trying to give the privilege of wife to someone who was not deserving of it, or you were trying to give the privilege of husband, trying to woo that girl over because you probably never had more access to a woman like that, and you don't want to lose her, and you know you're not really ready for that relationship. Make sure that you know that even if you're hurt behind it, that you get the healing that you need. One of the challenges that I see all the time is people that are mature enough to be in relationships, people that have the experience of relationships, but they are bitter and they're broken because of the last relationship. You do yourself a disjustice and the person that you are interested in not paying attention to where you personally are on the inner part of your emotions. You know, a lot of times, you know, women, we like to say men are not emotional. Yes, they are. They have feelings. They hurt just like we do, you know. Okay, I'll see you next time, sweetie. They hurt just like we do. They are affected just like we do. They have egos. They get bruised just like we do. I counsel a lot of men, and a lot of them are broken because how they were handled as little boys. A lot of them were talked down to. They were never encouraged, and that's why they're looking for the first woman that says, you know what, I'll be there for you, and they grab onto her, only understanding that women play the game just like men play the game. Unfortunately, we all play the game. Unless you can find somebody that you are building relationship with in a friendship where you see that the game playing is already laid aside and you can just be honest and be true about who you are, where you are, and what you are doing in this area of your life. You know, if you are broken, if you know you're just getting out of divorce, I tell anybody, if you're just getting divorced, you need 2 years and you need to have that rebound chick. You need to have that rebound guy. You need to. Because you need to figure out, especially if you've been married longer than 10 years, you need to figure out what you have evolved into, what it is that you want. And if you keep going on the last recipe of what you liked when you were a soror, when you were in the frat, when you was on the yard, when you was running the streets, when you was doing this, that, and the other, it's very, 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 very important to recognize that you are not that person anymore. You have changed considerably emotionally. You've gone through some things and you understand and you have experienced some things that are not necessarily something you should ignore. Wisdom is the best principle, it's a principal thing, but it's the best teacher. And so you cannot ignore wisdom when it comes to relationships. We're so busy to say, God, do it. God, work it out. Won't he do it? No, you need to do it. You need to do the homework on you. You need to evaluate who you are, because when you're going into these relationships and you are broken, men, you need to let them know, honestly, I'm not ready. And ladies, please respect it when they say they're not ready. And trust God that he will bring you back. If you don't believe in God, whatever you want to call it, faith, trust that. Trust the universe. I call it God, okay? Let's be clear. But whatever you call it, trust that it will come, you will get a chance to come back to that person. And that's why building a relationship or friendship is so important, because if they're your friend, you know who they are, you see the stages they're going through, you can walk them through it without you being emotionally tied in a relationship in a romantic type of way where it becomes muddied and it gets cloudy. You don't want that. And you are there when they are ready. And 9 times out of 10, they see you as the first person because they've already built that trust that you will not mishandle their heart. You won't mishandle their emotions. And so make sure that you understand, you know, the ladies, you know, men, when ladies are afraid and we're broken and we're hurt and all that other stuff, it's not that we don't trust you. It's not that we don't believe in you. It's just that we're looking for somebody who's not going to waste our time. And so if you're finding ourselves, we begin to heal ourselves and we're coming back and we're saying, you know, I'm going to get back out into this dating game. I'm going to consider, you know, looking for another mate, you know, because again, men, normally ladies, they're looking for wives. They're not looking for somebody to play with, because if you think that they're looking for somebody to play with, that lets you know automatically you're not the one unless you're looking for a playmate. And I hope that you realize that you're more than just playmate worthy, okay? And so, but she doesn't want to be conquered. Men, when women are coming back into the dating scene, I talked about the chase the hunt, but we don't want to be conquered and devoured because there's still vulnerable areas of our lives. And so you got to know, ask those questions. Have you been in a relationship? When was the last time you were in a relationship? You don't, if they trust you enough, if you've earned their trust, or they free willing and just don't know no better, and they go in and tell you why they broke up, which usually in the beginning stages ain't your business. You really, really want to give them an opportunity to be transparent and to share this is where they are, so that when you start going headlong and you think that that's the one, that's the guy, that's the girl, because this can be on each side, that's the guy, that's the girl, make sure that you're seeing these are their flaws and decide, can I deal with the flaws? These are their broken places. Can I deal with those broken places right now? Is that going to be good for me? Do I have the grace to heal that? And if I'm going to heal it as a friend. Don't try to heal it while you're trying to get in the draws. Oh, okay, I shouldn't have said that. Okay, try to heal it through prayer, being a friend, being kind, being honest, and being careful and being patient. Don't try to do double duty. You're trying to be the boo and you're trying to be the friend too. Decide which one you're going to be, okay? Please decide which one you're going to. I'm glad y'all found that funny. Please decide which one you're going to be, okay? And again, she doesn't want to be conquered. She does not want to waste her time. And so if you know that you're dealing with somebody that came into the relationship game, know that she literally is trusting you not to waste her time. Gentlemen are the same way. They getting into this thing where I'm trying to find a wife. Ladies, don't be wasting their time. You know that you got a string of men, and you know that you're just looking for somebody else to add to your notch. Yes, man, we do the same thing. Yes, we do. Okay, if you know that that's the case, please let him know you're not looking for something serious. Be honest about that. All right. Let's see. Come on, I thought you said you was going to sleep. If you want to ever trust a man's world, if he said he's not ready, he's not right, leave him alone. Bottom line, ladies, just leave him alone. One of the challenges that I find that when men are coming back into the dating game, that they're really trying to find somebody who gets their vision. Now, let me say this. There are a lot of men out there, males, who don't have vision. Men know to have vision. Males don't have vision. Or let me say this, maybe I shouldn't. Some men that are out here, they haven't been taught that vision is important. But most men, they have a desire. They have a hunger. They have something that drives them. They have a goal. And hopefully it's realistic. If you're dating these guys or you're meeting these guys and these, I want to be a rapper and I'm 60, you need to go somewhere with that. Leave him someplace. Drop him off someplace, drop him off someplace. Don't let him come in your car. Don't let him don't just avoid him, because you have to have realistic expectations, okay? But if you're trying to be with someone and you all are going in the same place, you're going in the same direction, please understand he needs support, ladies. He needs somebody that can see his vision, that can get his vision, that can understand his vision, that will come and help him pull the vision together and let him see that you're capable, but don't do it for him until you are his wife. That's one of those things, ladies. We go too far. We go all the way in trying to audition and show him that we are worthy of him, when they've already decided if he wants you, he already knows that you're worthy. You don't have to audition. Just position yourself and let him know, I got what it takes. I can show you better than I can tell you, but I want to show you slowly that I am worthy of you trusting me with your vision. Thank you for the hearts. I am worthy of you trusting me with your goals and your dreams and your hopes, because I'm not going to kill you. I'm not going to tell you it's stupid, but I might tell you, that's not a wise idea, but have you thought about maybe to get to the same expected end, have you thought about doing it this way? And you have to be a solutionist. Men that are driven, they have to have solution-driven women. They cannot have women who are always going to nag them and come to them with all of these problems and you don't have a solution. All of these women out here, y'all talking about y'all want these 6-figure, 7-figure men. They are driven. They did not get there because they were not disciplined, because they were bad managers of money and they weren't driven. Even if they dope boys, trust me, they know how to get their coin, they know how to count their coin, and they know how to protect their coin. And so I'm not telling you to be with nothing like that, but I'm just sharing with you from one gamut to the other. Men that are of a certain financial standing, they got that way for a reason, and they want more than just a pretty face. Yes, I know they marry the fantasy. Usually they marry the hub. But eventually, they don't want that. They want a woman of substance. So, ladies, that's why I start off by saying you've got to be a woman that knows your purpose. Because a man can recognize a woman that's driven by her purpose and not just being pacified by some silly pursuits. All right. He knows her. He can sense her. He can smell her. He knows that woman. He knows her. And so let me go on and let me get to this really, really quickly. One of the things that women need men to know is that we want to be adored. We want to be doted over. I love a good shoe, honey. Yes, I love diamonds. I love islands, and I love a big old house, and I love beautiful clothes. I love all those things. But more than anything, I like to be adored. Men like to be appreciated and adored too. But we need to be adored. We need to feel as though that we are not your princess. That's for your daughter. We need to feel as though that you have recognized that we are your queens. We need to feel safe around you. We need to feel protected. We need to feel emotionally safe, that we don't have to check behind you like we check behind our children. And if you're around a man that has to always be checked on, check him out. Check on out the door. Go ahead on and leave him alone. And don't be afraid, y'all. Please hear me. Don't you all be afraid to say goodbye. Don't be afraid to say goodbye. When you're on this finding yourself, finding the right guy journey, do not be afraid to say goodbye if you see that he or she is not the right person for you. Like I said, you see that they don't want to have children. You're talking about you want to have another baby. Leave him alone. You see that, you want to own property and he just, wants to be in an apartment. There's nothing wrong with that, but y'all not going the same direction. You know that you want to be, an entrepreneur, and you see that he likes to waste money. That's not the right guy. That's not the right girl. You see that as hard as you work and you bring the money home or you bring it in the account, she always got her hands out like this, but she never gives you anything back that either builds you up and it helps you and assists you in the goal of making more money. She doesn't have any ideas. She doesn't forget bringing, because let me tell you something. Let me tell you something else. Ladies, for all of you all who want them 6- and 7-figure men, you don't need to bring something to the table. Hear me. You need to bring your own table. When I got married, I had my own house, had my own car. I put my own self through school. I was a single mom. I was taking care of my child with no assistance from his biological father. I was in school and I was in church all the time. I was at 6 a.m. praying for the husband that I didn't even have at that point. I was fulfilling my purpose. I was being prepared for the one. Ladies, you need to prepare yourself for yourself and the one. Because if you're thinking that a man is going to complete you, men, if you're thinking that a woman is going to complete you, she ain't going to complete you. He ain't going to complete you. They're going to stagnate you because they're waiting for somebody to step up and be the leader. And if you're not the leader in your own life, outside of God, if you're not leading your life, going down the path that you need to be going down, it's not going to work. Because everybody's sitting there doing like this. Nobody knows what to do next. And men, I said I was going to talk about this. Y'all stop being so soft. I know you used to your mama doing everything. I know that, you used to these women, supporting your goals and, supporting your habits and buying you Jordans. Yeah, I'm maybe not talking to the men that are on here live, but I know I'm talking to somebody I hate to see that. I'm just going to buy him, I'm going to buy him, a new car. I'm going to buy him some new rims. How about you make some investments? Get a CD, put something in the 501, not 501, put something in the 401k, put some money aside. Come on, y'all. There's a certain level of expectation at certain ages that you should have. I often say this: when you're in your 20s, you know what you want. When you're in your 30s, you know what you need. When you're in your 40s and over, you know what you require. Stop giving people necessarily what they want and what they need, but give them what they require. And by a certain time, when you're mature in relationships, you should know what you require. You sit up there trying to win over a girl by giving her all these gifts. Yeah, we love gifts, and honey, no, Lord knows I'll take every last one. But I want your time. I want to have you stimulate me intellectually. I don't want to sit up and talk about the game all the time. I don't want to go club hopping all the time. I want to talk about the stocks. I want to talk about, what's going on internationally. I want to be able to have in-depth conversations. I want you to bring out something in me where it makes me want to read a book, and I want to do the same for you. We've got to get in a position where we are looking for these type of people. Not we, me, y'all. Y'all are looking for these type of people that are exactly they're going on the path of purpose. They've defined, I know that this is what I'm supposed to do. If you're meeting a man, ladies, you're approaching 40, over 40, and he don't know what he wants to do with his life, run. If you're dealing with a woman that's approaching her 40s and she don't know what she want to do with her life, run. Find somebody who's already figured out where they're going to be. Because you don't have time to work on a relationship and help them figure out who they are. Because once they find out what they want, they also should know who they are and if they can actually get to that place. All right. So let me give you a few keys, and then I'm gonna log off because I don't want this to go long. Here are some of the things that you don't want to miss. Some of the signs that you don't want to miss. Okay. If that person shifts around you, and what I mean shifts, they handle you not in a way that's so ginger or kind or sweet or consistent. If they're mistreating you around their friends, but they want to be all sweet and kind to you when you're alone, that's a sign that he or she is not the right one. Because again, if he is interested in you, he's not going to do something that's going to sabotage the relationship. He's not going to do something that's going to hurt you. And if he is trying to hurt you, either with his words, the way he behaves, the way he acts like he is giving you pseudo support, where he's acting like he's telling you he's supporting you, but when the rubber meets the road and it's time for him to do his part or be there to encourage you, they want to sabotage you. They want to do something to discourage you. He or she is not the one. I see it all the time. You see men and women, they're talking down to they're talking down to one another. You see it all the time. And so what I want to encourage you, you want to have somebody that's going to not only talk you up, but talk up to you, if that makes sense. They're going to talk you up to other people, but they're going to talk to you and encourage you at the same time. Okay, let's see what you just said. Don't expect quality if you don't walk and have prepared yourself. That's right. You have to get in position. Absolutely. Absolutely. Here's another key, another sign. If they're emotionally lazy, if they're entitled and immature, if someone's emotionally lazy, that usually means that you're doing all the work and the other person is not giving anywhere near what you're giving. They are emotionally lazy. They have been told, and you find this, and I hear this a lot, and then sometimes it's true. It's not true for everybody, but it is common. You find these absolutely drop-dead gorgeous men and drop-dead gorgeous women, and they have not learned the art of the pursuit. They have not earned the art of going after what they want, because everybody always brings everything to them and they never had to work. That is an emotionally lazy person. And unless they are willing to go and find out how to disconnect from that mentality, you need to leave them alone until they find out how to mature in that area. Because if you're going to have to sit around and teach somebody over and over and over how to love you, then that means that they're not paying attention to you. They have not watched the signs. I know certain things about my friends. I know certain cadences in their voices. I know certain tones. I know the way they sit. I know body language. Those things are something that should be learned about the person that you're spending your time with. And if you see it's not working, get on. I tell you, men already know within 3 months if they want to be with you or not. You don't have to audition. You just position, okay? And it's the same way with women. If they come across as very entitled, well, you should. Well, yeah, I'm an old-fashioned woman. I think that men should open the door. I think that men should all, let me talk about my man. I think that my man should open the door for me. I think that he should treat me not like a princess. That would be our daughter. I think he should treat me like a queen. I think that he should make it known that to everybody that he is proud, like the man that's in, Proverbs 31 woman. They know this man at the city gates, not because he's sitting down being quiet, but because everybody's already heard of her renowned behavior, character, and things like that. I know I'm the kind of woman, I bring my own table. Matter of fact, I bring my own banquet facility. I'm that girl. I can do anything and everything. And when you have a woman like that, you need to show her and appreciate that, because women like me, we are not a dime a dozen. We're not. We are a dime. We are wonderful. We are amazing. But we don't come across that often. And so you want to make sure that when you're dealing with women, certain type of women and men, that they are not feeling like they're entitled. You're supposed to give it to me. That's like, you're supposed, and I don't have to give you anything back. No, they need to be appreciative of the sacrifices and what you do, but you don't want somebody who is always trying to say, well, you know what, I deserve it. Yeah, you deserve it, but you need to be appreciative of it too. So if you've got someone that is always trying to be a taker away, taking from you all the time, Run, 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 run. All right. They're not driven. They don't have right. They're not driven. They don't have goals. They're driving their goal is based on what you give them. And that's not the kind of person you want to build a life with. And you want to make sure somebody is emotionally mature. They got to be able to be emotionally mature enough to handle the ups and downs of relationships. It is like a roller coaster. My friends, they say our relationship is like a roller coaster. They just know just to get in the ride and strap on real tight and hold on. We will fight for our friendships. And so that person has to be willing to do the same thing for you if they know that you are worth it and they are worth it. Even if you make a bad decision or mistake in the relationship, which does happen, go and fix it. If they're not emotionally mature, they're going to be like, well, that's all right. They can go ahead on. No, You don't just go and leave your wives to the wolves, because I'm promising you got a good one. Your women to the wolves. I'm sorry, not your wives. Your women to the wolves, because if you got a good one, I promise you, if you don't recognize what you got, he or she will be recognized by someone else, and they will appreciate what you let go, and it will be too late. All right. Let's see. He's always or she's always leading with illusions of lies or money. One of the things, and I'm going to say this, and I hope you all are not offended. Many times men lead with their pieces and parts. Okay, they lead with that down there. They lead with their money. They don't lead with who they are. And men, let me tell you something. After all that, after you've all, tried to impress us with all that, we really want to know who you are. And if we're trying to get down to the bottom of who you are, and you don't know who you are, and you define yourself by what you got, what you drive, where you live, what your name is in the city, all those things are wonderful. Those are honorable. But we want to know who you are when none of those people are calling your name, when the car is not working, when you get, when the house, needs to be redone. We need to know who you are, absent of all of your stuff, absent of all of your titles, absent of what you think you can do in the bedroom. We want to know who you are in here. We want to know who you are in here. That's what's important to us as women. So if you're going and you're meeting women and that's all they're talking about is the stuff that you want to lead with, they ain't wife material. I promise you, they are not wife material. Okay? So this is the other thing. If you're not included in their day-to-day dealings, if they don't have the time to pick up the phone and say hi, or nowadays text, when I was growing up, they didn't have text, but just to say hi or something like that, one of the things I will say is something is wrong with that. That means if you're not, I want to know I'm the first thing on your mind. I know that's a little bit, I'm an only child. Listen, that's the way it is. I'm just being honest about me. Everybody ain't like me. But I like to know that I'm the first thing on your mind. I like to know that sometime during the day you thought about me. If I pass by you, I might look at you with a certain glance. I want you to know that you matter. I want you to know that you're on my mind. And I want to know that I'm on your mind. But if that person never makes time for you, if you always got, when we going to get together, when we going to see each other, you begging them for their attention, you chasing them, ladies, stop all that mess. If he's not willing to chase you, he ain't into you, because that's what they do. All right? If that person is always purposely sabotaging and trying to argue with you all the time, make you feel bad about your decisions, make you feel bad about your goals, your hopes and dreams, leave them alone. You need somebody that's going to be building with you, sweethearts. You need somebody that's going to be there emotionally to support you. When life tells you no, you can't, you got to have somebody in your corner that says yes, you can, and teach you and tell you and encourage you and maybe push you in places that you never thought that you can be taught, led, and or pushed. Okay, it's very, very important that I have people that I can trust in my life, and that the person that I love, that is closest to me, that I can trust him with my future, my goals, that he's not going to sit up and argue with me all the time or make me feel stupid about what I say. You don't want somebody that's insecure, somebody that's always trying to be controlling and talking about, I'm trying to protect you. No, you're not trying to protect you, trying to protect me. You're not trying to defend me. You're trying to hold me captive because you got some insecurities and some fears that you need to go somewhere and deal with. It's so important that you make sure that you're able to decipher when somebody is trying to protect you and when somebody is trying to lord over you. That's not what you want. That's why I talk to y'all women. Y'all stop trying to run these men. These ain't your kids. They men. And if you got to treat him like a kid, then he ain't your man. Let him go be and play with the children. And go on and find you a real grown-up. It's likewise to women. Men, if you see she's still acting childish, leave her tail alone. Drop her off at Romper Room. Drop her off at the mall. Drop her off at, Toys R Us. But just stay away from her, okay? You all don't have the same standards. I already talked about that. If you all are not going in the same direction and you all have different belief systems, it's not going to work. Because somebody's going to have to yield. And if you're both yielding to the same thing, it's not going to be a conflict. All right. If, like I said, if a person is overly possessive and they tell you, I'm just trying to protect you, no, that is a big warning, because the next thing they're going to do the next time you don't do what they want, and they want to manipulate you either through tears, by fists, by saying something terrible to you, by hurting you, men and women, because women's mouths can be so venomous. Okay, if that's a sign. Don't make up any excuses. Don't waste any more of your time. Don't give some people more time than they have deserved, than they've earned, thinking they're going to change. They're going to change. I'm going to pray. Baby, you need to pray where they in Calcutta, and you need to pray that God will send you somebody that is ready for your now. Ready for your now. If you are good material, if you are marriage material, you need somebody that's ready for your now, not necessarily ready for your next, because your next could be never, because they done something to you that have beat you up so much emotionally, mentally, and even sometimes physically. You need to run. Even, I'm going to tell you that some of you all are watching me that are in common law marriages, or you're in marriages. If they are beating upside your head, I'm being a bishop right now, get out of that relationship. They need some intervention. They need some help. Y'all need to go to y'all separate corners. Y'all need to go to separate parts of the globe, whatever you need to do. You need to get in a safe place. And it's just not women. There are some abusive women out there as well. Men, don't think, well, I can't leave her. You know, I don't want nobody to think I'm a punk. This ain't about this. This is about your emotional stability and safety, and you being emotionally whole and healthy for the next relationship, should this one not come back together. Okay? And so here's another one. Like I said, they're always takers. They always want something, but they never have anything to give you back. They're always discouraging. They are weak-minded and weak-mouthed. That's very, very important, especially people of faith. You want somebody that can speak what they want for their next, and they have an executable plan on getting there. If a man is grown, if a woman is grown, and they don't have an executable plan, and they won't listen to wisdom, run from them, because a person who shuns wisdom is a fool, and they will cause you to be killed. Okay? The other thing is, I want you to begin, again, minding your boundaries, because if you're with a person who does not respect your boundaries, you're saying you want to wait. Now, just because you wait don't mean that he's going to be the perfect person. And let me tell you something else. And I'm not putting any pressure, because I believe in abstinence and I believe in virginity until you get married. Let's be clear. But don't think that just because he loved Jesus that he ain't going to go out and get him some tail. Everybody ain't trying to be committed to abstinence. And so while you saying I'm going to wait, be willing and understanding that he may not be able to be willing to wait, or be able and mature physically to wait. So understand that that's not something you can deal with. That's a deal breaker. Go on and be with somebody else who's able to wait. Or y'all hurry up. But I'm going to tell you something. Y'all don't be hurrying up getting married. Hurry up to define what it's going to be. But don't be getting married so you can have some sex. And don't tell me about the scripture talking about it's better to marry than to burn. For passion. Y'all need to get all of this together. There's time for that, okay? And so, also think about people who are, if you're in a relationship with people who are always breaking your heart. The Bible says a scripture, it says, hope deferred makes the heart grow sick. Hope deferred makes the heart grow sick. If you're constantly having a person in a relationship with a person who's making you promises, empty promises, eventually your heart is not going to believe them, and that trust is going to be broken. And so I'm going to encourage you, if you see that consistently happening over and over and over, and you talk to them and they're not changing, I'm going to encourage you, take a break from that. As a matter of fact, just go on and leave. You might say, you say leave to everything. I'm not saying leave to everything, but that's the problem. We're spending too much time with things we know we do not want that make us unhappy, but we're saying we want a person that makes us happy. No. If that person is not happy within themselves, if that person is broken within themselves, if that person is not whole within themselves, they're going to come to you broken, unhappy, and not whole. And you all are going to end up with a broken, unhappy, unwhole relationship. Time is too short to be unhappy. You can be unhappy by yourself. Actually, when I was by myself, I was happy, because I didn't depend on somebody to make me happy. But you should be happier when you're with somebody. You shouldn't be feeling as though it's the end of the world with them. You always got to fix them. You always got to encourage them. And then when you have your bad days, they're not there for you emotionally, because they are so spent. They're so broken themselves. All right. So you got to learn how to understand and honor your boundaries, and teach people how to love you. And understand, I'm not talking about continuously. Once you've taught them the lesson of what you want, what you will go for, what you're willing to give to a degree that they have earned, and you're making that choice, and you're taking that chance, understand if they're not going to respect that, you need to go. And stop making excuses why you should stick around when it was classically seen that you need to go somewhere else. All right. Learn to trust your intuition. And I'm going to vacate in just a couple seconds on this. Trust your intuition, everybody. You all have intuition. God has given you intuition for a reason. You know when you got that gut feeling, nah, I don't want to be by myself. Maybe they'll come around. I'm not quite sure. If you got to say that, wait till they come around and move forward. I have a friend of mine who says that dating is dangerous because with women, we get so emotionally involved. We do. But if you can manage to slow yourself down and to watch and to see and to pay attention and to see if that person is the person for you, men and women, then you won't have to worry about it. But you got to listen to your instincts. Your instincts know when something is just not right. And don't try to, in your head, make it right and then materialize in the natural as though it is right. If it ain't right, it just ain't right. Love yourself enough, respect yourself enough, respect your boundaries enough to know that you are worth having somebody who is ready for your now, not necessarily. No, they need to be ready for your next, but they don't need to be ready next. They need to be ready now, and they go into your next with you, building with you. All right. Let's see, my last note. I'm looking down at my notes. Somebody asked me today, is it fair, is it right to make a man earn you? I want to deal with that really quickly, and then I'm going to go. Ladies, men don't mind earning us. They don't mind working towards finding the right one. But we have to be worthy and worth that effort. When a man puts his time and he has earmarked you as potentially the one, you want to make sure that you don't turn the wife light on. Still give him the opportunity to pursue, to show you that he wants you, that he desires you. Don't all of a sudden become everything he needs. And he has no reason to pursue you anymore. He has no reason to come after you anymore. You know, you went and bought your own self a car, and you know he's been talking about, well, do you think you need a car? You know, he's been trying to do nice gestures for you. He's trying to win you over. He's trying to earn you. But you're so busy trying to say, I don't need you. I can do it by myself. I'm my own woman. I'm my own CEO. I'm known as Madam CEO in many circles. But there's nothing like I always talk about, being that beta woman and allowing that man to pursue you and lead. Allow him to do that. Allow him to be a man. You say you want a man, let him be a man in your life. Don't treat him as though he cannot be trusted if you've secured in your heart and your mind that he is trustworthy. Allow him to take that position. I know it's hard, ladies. I know it's hard to get off of our pedestal when we've had to be, mom, we've had to be daddy, we've had to be, caretaker, we've been carpooler, we've been CEO, we've been manager of the household, we've been going to soccer practice, football practices, every kind of practices. We've been on a cheerleading squad. We're in the stands cheering them on. Listen, I get it. But you say you want a man. When you get a man, you have to learn how to rest in him. You have to learn how to allow him to be. And I understand a lot of men don't know how to be that because most men are not taught how to be husbands. We many times are taught through example, women, we pay attention how to be wives. We know how to do those certain things. But allow him to be the man. Allow him to lead. Allow him to be the person that you say you want, that you've been praying for. Allow him to be the man. Allow him to be. Understand, I'm not saying let, but allow him. Allow him to take that position of leadership. Allow him to take your heart and trust and know that you've already proven that he is worthy of it, that he won't harm you, that he won't dissect you and leave you in a million pieces. Ladies, stop being so hard on these men. I am such a proponent for men. I have so many men in my inbox saying, can you introduce me to a woman? I'm looking for a wife. I don't want somebody to sleep with. I don't want somebody that's going to be showing everything. I want somebody that's going to look good on my arm, but I want somebody that's going to be good to my heart. Men are out there, ladies, but if you're not positioning yourself to be found walking in your purpose, he won't recognize you because all he's going to see you is that basic chick that's doing everything else that the woman that's not ready to be a wife does. And so I just want to encourage you and give you a couple of those things. I want to make sure I got everything that I said I wanted to get. Yeah, there's so much more that I really do want to talk to you about. And I love talking to you about relationships. If you got some questions about this particular topic, make sure that you inbox me. I'll make sure that I answer all of your questions to the best of my abilities. Again, if you're just joining me, I am hosting a trip on the day after Thanksgiving for ladies only for the holiday escape. I'm going to go down to Savannah, Georgia. We're going to be staying at the Doubletree Hotel in the historic district of Savannah. We're going to have some good time shopping. We're going to have some good time empowering you. Me and some of my friends are going to empower you. At 10 o'clock, we're going to 9 o'clock, we're going to have a ladies only pajama party. So ladies, make sure that you bring your pajamas. The cost is $199, and it's something I got special for you. I've got some special surprises, some special treats for you that you're not going to expect. But I also have something specific for the married and engaged ladies. I've got something that's going to help spice up that love life of yours and to spice up how your man looks at you. Now, if you're not married, you're single, you're not engaged, I'm sorry, you won't be able to sit in that session. But we're going to have some hardcore talk, and that is not going to be for the faint of heart. You're not going to need your Bibles, but you are going to need to be able to clutch your pearls, because I'm going to tell you some things that's going to make him say, thank you, Jesus. And to all of you men, you send your wives, send her. It's $199. You can pay a deposit of $99. If you're interested, please inbox me. Or if you're watching this, you can email me at TYEARMcCrary@gmail.com, and I will send you a payment link. And just let me know you're interested. If you want to bunk with somebody, the price does not change. It's $199 per person. So if you want a king room by yourself, you can do that. If you want to have 15 people in your room, that's your business. But it's still $199 for everyone. Okay. And how old? Somebody asked me, how old do you need to be? You need to be over 21. Okay, you need to be over 21. This is for grown women. So if you need that break from cooking them briskets and them chicken and them chitlins and all that other stuff, macaroni and cheese and whatever it's you cooking for Thanksgiving, I want you to make sure that you join me the day after Thanksgiving. And that's always a good excuse to get the people out of your house. Okay, and so you'll see if you go to my page, Tier McCrary, Tier Wilson McCrary, and you'll see in captions Bishop Tier McCrary. Or if you go to my official page, you will see a flyer on there about the Savannah trip. Make sure you grab it and share it with your friends. Give it to your co-workers, your sorors. We only have 30 spaces, and can I tell you, we are almost halfway done. And so if I need to add some spaces, hopefully I can, but I think the hotel actually, they told me that they are almost at capacity for that weekend because of the holiday. And so I want you to make sure that you let me know you want to come. Let's secure your space. Let's secure your room. We're going to have a good time. Also, if you have not subscribed to this particular Tuesdays with Tier notification, you should see a notification right there at the bottom that says subscribe. Push that subscribe button so that you know every time that I'm coming. I'm always going to come to you at 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time on Tuesdays. And in a few weeks, I'm going to take you on vacation with me. Yes, I'm going out of the country. I'm going to take you with me, and we're going to have a fabulous time, and I'm going to expose you to some things, perhaps the area you've never been to. I'm not going to tell you where it is until I'm there, and so you're going to have to tune in. And also, I've got a new book that's coming out, actually on my first title that I talked about, How to Find Mr. and Mrs. Right. So that's going to be available right around the Christmas time, and I have another book called, well, I can't tell you about that because we're going to rename it. But it's going to be really, really good. And so that's actually for ladies only. So men, thank you for chiming in. Thank you for your support. Join me next Tuesday. Tuesdays with Tier. You're going to be so glad you did. Make sure you share this with somebody. Make sure that you give them the opportunity to be just as wise and just as endowed with wisdom and information as you are today. And let them know to join you next week. Same place, same time. Here on Facebook Live. I will see you later. I love you. Peace and much prosperity to you in your relationships, in your business, and in your own spirit and your own heart. Be your absolute best. Be big. I'm counting on you. And I'm rooting for you. I'll talk to you later. Bye.